Hello, hello, hello. It's Coffee Time where we go and look at the news, usually on the Daily Mail website. Top story Alexei Navalny, who's a critic of our mate Putin, is, well, dead. Yeah. Um, it was the longest execution in history. Again, Navalny was a big critic of Vlad, our mate Vlad. And originally they tried to kill him with polonium underpants, if I recall correctly. Remember, don't wear the polonium underpants or tea for that matter. Or was it Nachovnik? Is that right? I probably mangled that. Underpants, polonium tea, Nachovchik, whatever the thing that they used in over here. Yeah, so he's dead now. And it was funny because he was only, they said he was only like alive yesterday. Obviously, they reckon there is some footage of him. Let's see, yesterday, but I don't know if that is. I think that might be old footage. But yeah, it's the longest execution on record. I think he was transferred to the Polar Wolf prison. Again, I guess that's a Siberian gulag by any other name. And yeah, he's gone, and this is why we always say that Putin's our friend. Remember, he's a great guy. He's a great president, and he's just wonderful. We like Putin, you know. Yeah. God rest. God rest Alexei Navalny. I mean, it's no shock, is it? Really, it's not shocking. It just took a bloody long time. A bloody long time. What else have we got? Generation Z are responsible for club closures. Yes. The boss of UK's largest nightclub operator, that's Recom UK, owns the Prism and Attic club brands, has already announced the closure of 17 of the venues earlier this month with 500 job losses. And the CEO, Peter Mark, says the rise in the cost of living and drop in students' alcohol consumption has affected his business, which runs 50 sites. He said on a recent midweek trip to Leeds, he realised the scale of the issue. He said, I walked around between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. and there were no more than 200 people in the city. 2 years before, it would have been really quite busy and buzzing. For every £100 we take, we're spending between £30 and £40 on wages. We've had businesses that used to make £500,000 and go on to lose £400,000 in just a 2-year period. And he's urging the government to reduce VAT rates. Yeah. He said the nighttime economy is going through a tough time and it does need help. So I guess people just aren't going out. The young folk aren't going out, and here he is. He's thinking, "Oh boy, you need to diversify." Here we go. There's been a rise in the diagnosis of ADHD. It's everywhere. And University College London psychiatrist Professor Joanna Moncrief fears that the mental disorder is being overdiagnosed. No shit, Sherlock. That and autism. Yeah, as a result, thousands are needed to get in powerful drugs designed to calm them down. Could be a good thing. Yeah, they're blaming this on trendy apps and social media influencers and private clinics that are pushing this surge of ADHD diagnoses. For those who don't know, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder from 2016 from 2016 to 2023. It's the internet. Other celebs who've been diagnosed include Olivia Atwood, Sue Perkins, Johnny Vegas and Ben Fogle. Professor Moncrievans have pushed this and uh, ends have pushed this and anyway. If you've got ADHD and have been recently diagnosed, leave a comment in the comment box below. But you probably can't because you're a little bit, a little bit jumpy and you can't concentrate. And you've probably forgotten what I've said already because of your ADHD that you haven't got. Let's go to cult news. Oh, I'm going to get demonetised again. I'm already demonetised. Imogen Borman, who's billed here as a former Coronation Street actress and also appeared in Casualty, took off her clothes in front of horrified staff at a gastropub in Montrose. The 52-year-old, mother of three, was intoxicated and she climbed onto the bar, drank from the beer taps and sexually assaulted a male customer. She then lashed out at police officers who were called to the Picture House bar, and when they tried to stop her and get her dressed. She has previous convictions for alcohol-related offences and admitted 7 charges, and she's now been placed on the sex offenders register ahead of sentencing hearing next month. Here she is in the old days when she was with. This is in Coronation Street, but Imogen Borman, isn't she John Borman's daughter? And this is her now, because I've just realised the name. Wait a minute, I might be wrong. Yeah, because she was in lots of things. She's also in Hellraiser 2. That's where I recognised her from. Yeah. She was quite a face in the 80s, wasn't she? Yeah. That's it. Yeah, she's not. I don't think she's related to the Borman family. But hey, this is interesting. In 2006, she was arrested and appeared in court amidst struggling with ambulance staff at Ragmore Hospital in Inverness. And she was found drunk in 2009. In 2016, yeah, she was again arrested at a filling station. So she's obviously got alcohol issues. Oh dear, poor woman. And yeah, so. It's got a thing here, but yeah. So she appeared at Forfar Sheriff's Court. Again, she's due to be sentenced, and this is the Picture House where she was arrested after clambering naked onto the bar. And here she is in Hellraiser 2 from 1988. Me and the missus saw that at cinema. My ex next door neighbour's in that as the skinless woman. There you go. She told me all about the making of it back in the day. There you go. And here you go. They've gone through her social media, and there's something for the dads there. There you go. But yeah, that's an unfortunate story. That a once iconic actress reduced to this by alcohol. Very, 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 very bad. I've got another alcoholic. Another alcoholic. I don't know if she's alcoholic, but it's another crime fueled by alcohol. This is Laura Martland, who's a science teacher at Penkeith High School in Warrington, Cheshire. She was sacked for misconduct in September 2021 after being found to have engaged in professional relationship with a student. Now, a teacher regulation agency panel found to have sent multiple messages containing personal pictures and kisses to the pupil who can be named for legal reasons outside of school hours. She's supposed to have sent a bundle of emails on May the 28th, 2021, which appeared to encourage the student to consume alcohol. And this is the teacher involved, Laura Martland. And she's now gone on to be banned from the profession. She's banned. Not allowed. Not allowed. She did not attend the panel hearing, which was held in her absence, and it reported its findings this week. The ban is indefinite, can be reviewed after 5 years. But yeah, not good, not good. But yeah, blamed on yeah, she encouraged the student to drink and all bad things. There you go. So that's a little bit of court news. We get the court news out of the way. Mm. Ah, this is interesting. We've got an update on the British grandmother who's fighting deportation in Australia. Yeah, this is Mary Ellis, who insists she hasn't left the country since 1981. Her claims have been questioned, right, by her own daughter. Yeah, her own daughter, Angela Potter, states that her mother did visit the UK in 1986, and that supports Australian government's position that she's not entitled to absorb citizenship status because she re-entered Australia in 1984. And this is Angela Potter, the daughter, involved. And she said, no, Mum came over in 1986. That kind of blows her claim out of the water. Oh no. Speaking from her home in Daventry in Northants, she said, the last time I saw my mum was when I was 17 years old, and that would have been in 1986. My mum had come back to Croydon to sell the house and gather a few last bits to move to Australia. We met at my nan's house. It was really to say our goodbyes. Mum and I are estranged. I haven't seen her since that day, and we don't really get on. As far as I know, that's the last time she came back to Britain. She didn't come to my wedding or my brother's wedding or even my nan's funeral. The Mail have really done their research. They've identified 10 of Miss Ellis's siblings using a genealogical research, and traced that she's actually, even though she says she has no contact with them, she's actually Facebook friends with 8 of her siblings. There you go. So I wonder how that one's going to pan out. But yeah, her case has been weakened by her daughter's testimony, even though her daughter is estranged. Oh, there we go. What else have we got here? This is a story of a disabled man. This is Nathan Lee Davis. He saved £50,000, which he was going to spend on a dream trip to Florida, right? But he's been left outraged. The 47-year-old has been outraged because his local authority has basically taken his cash. Yeah. He managed to save up the funds over years by skipping social activities such as cinema trips. He receives £11,000 a month to manage his own care for a 24/7 disability, as he has a progressive genetic disease of the nervous system called Friedreich's ataxia. The condition affects his coordination, balance and speech, and sufferers have a life expectancy of around 35, so he's doing all right. But Wrexham County Borough Council told him that surplus funds to be returned after it found out how much he had in the bank. Again, they're well within their rights to do this, because that money was meant for his care and not to be saved for holidays. You're not allowed to have savings if you're under. The council suspended his October, November, December payments, causing him to shell out £33,000 of his disputed savings on care. That's what happens. He's gone over a threshold. So I don't know why he's furious. He should have been advised about this. Nathan had planned to use his money for a 6-day trip to Florida in May with the specialist travel agents at a cost of £3,500. Well, he's still got plenty left. You don't need to save £50,000 for a trip that only costs you £3,500. Yeah, he's But yeah, he's another Wrexham supporter. Here he is, and he's also an author of 3 books about Wrexham Football Club too. But yeah, you've got to be careful, mate, if you're getting benefits and that. You can't just save them in a big pot for a rainy day. They will claw them back. It's just the rules. So there you go. But maybe you'll get away and have your holiday after all. Meanwhile, there was some by-elections, and the Tories didn't do very well. There was massive swings, but what they're talking about, what all the political commentators are talking about, is the Reform Party. The Reform Party, which is ex-Brexit Party, I believe. Again, I lose track with all these different things, but they're outperforming the Liberal Democrats, and everyone's going, that's interesting. Why are they outperforming the Liberal Democrats? So yeah, they did really well in these two by-elections. Yeah, it was founded by ex-UKIP leader Nigel Farage. There we go, back in the day. But I don't think, is he part of it now? I don't think he is. I think it's Richard Tice is Richard Tice is the leader. But yeah, you can see at the Wellingborough by-election there was a massive swing of 19.5% to Labour. And as you can see, Reform did much better than the Liberal Democrats. So that's impressive. And at the Kingswood by-election, it's 11.5% swing. And a bit narrower there. But yeah, they're still doing a lot better than, well, the Green Party. There is no Liberal Democrat. No, there is no Liberal Democrat candidate there. So that's interesting. The third party is not the Liberal Democrats anymore. It's Reform. Didn't see that coming. There you go. Meanwhile, do you like your burger cooked medium? If you do, you're a fool. I like everything burnt towards it, burnt within an inch of its life. Give me my steak. Well done. I'm very well done. But yeah, research in Finland has shown that if you have a medium cooked burger, your food poisoning risk is increased 30-fold. Right? Models suggest that if all burgers were cooked thoroughly right through, only 180 people in the country would be struck by E. coli each year. Yet the figure would hit 5,300 if it was served medium. Yeah, because don't kill the bugs if you don't cook it thoroughly. So yeah, this is the team from the Finnish Food Authority surveyed food establishments on their cooking practices and conducted a risk assessment. They showed that if a tenth of patties were cooked to medium to an internal temperature of 55 degrees centigrade, there would be 100 food poisoning cases per 100,000 residents in Finland per year. However, if all beef burgers were fully cooked, there would only be 3 people per 100,000 struck by sickness. There you go. So cook your burgers thoroughly. In fact, cook all your meats thoroughly. You should. Yeah. Where are we? What's next one? Anyway, this is for all you motorists out there. This is in Bridgend. An investigation being launched after bogus £70 parking tickets were left on vehicles that were parked on Green Street near Bridgend's town centre. They look like legit, as they've come from headed notepaper and claim to come from the council. But on investigation, if you actually read them, there are spelling mistakes. So there you go. It's like here, Brideng, they completely mangled. They were doing so well. So yeah, how peculiar. Obviously it's somebody who don't like motorists. Oh, so they're kind of a hero then, aren't they? But yeah, there's an investigation now into them. Accounts statements says often fake notices contain spelling mistakes and may not include information such as specific charge, for example. Whether the fake ticket has been created to prevent people from using a particular parking space or used as a practical joke, it could still be construed or attempted as fraud and have very serious consequences. Yeah, and they've asked anyone who gets one of these tickets to get in touch. So there you go. Okay, so what's the latest addition to your cup of tea? Right, it gets worse, right? This is Michelle Frankel, a professor of chemistry at Bryn Mawr College in Pennsylvania. Right, she's already raised the ire of British tea drinkers, myself included, by saying you should add salt to tea. It's like, well, excuse me, why would you do that? Well, now she says you should try and add grapefruit. Yeah. She says the addition of citrus fruit to tea can prolong the effect of caffeine. Nah. And she explains some fruits and vegetables like cabbage and broccoli help the body flush out caffeine more quickly, whereas others like grapefruit do the opposite by inhibiting an enzyme in the body called CYP3A4. And yeah, here she is. I think she's having a wind up. She's winding us up. She's pulling our leg. She's pulling our tea-bag, isn't she? Absolutely. Oh no, they've done it. I had a funny feeling. I don't know. I don't know if I was talking to my daughter about this, but Domino's of it's not Domino's Pizza Company. They've not put bloody pineapple on pizza. No, they've gone one step further. They've got two new offerings, right? I'll show you. This is the lasagna based pizza, yeah. It's cheese sauce, mozzarella, ground beef, tomatoes, red onions on a classic base, so it's to mimic lasagna. Don't know if it strictly is lasagna. And they've also done a carbonara inspired pizza. Really? Pasta on pizza. They haven't put actual pasta on there, have they? But yeah. But even they've said 2 brand new pizzas, we've done the unthinkable. I don't know about that. Keep it simple, Domino's. Ooh. Good news, and it is good news. Energy bills are set to fall by 15% by April. These are forecasts by Cornwall Insights show a typical cost could drop to £1,635 a year from the current level of £1,928. Yeah, they expect that the Ofgem cap will cap this. Ofgem will cap the price of gas at 5.96p and electricity at 23.27p from April 1st. The watchdog is due to confirm the price cap next Friday, but its calculations are based on the same data used by the analysts. So let's hope so. But this is what they're estimating for the year. And yeah, Q3 a lot easier, and then a slight rise again in Q4. So yeah, that's what we need. Though, if you'd have gone back to 2005, remember when Tony Blair was pushing? Good old Tone was pushing for us to have, was it 2 or 3 new nuclear power plants to supplement renewable energy, and everyone poo-pooed him and cancelled it. Do you remember that? They'd be coming online about now, because it takes about 15 years. You've got to put delays in, because there's always delays. So yeah, we'd have had plenty of energy that we made ourselves, because he wanted us to have energy autonomy and not be reliant on other countries for our energy. He was right. There we go. What else have we got? Hey, we've got some foodie news. We was talking about food poisoning earlier. We've got another one. We're going to the Cappadocia Kebab House in Ashford in Kent. You might fancy going there. But anyway, you might not, because hygiene inspectors visited the takeaway on January the 10th and found all manner of horrific discoveries. Right? Like paintbrushes being used. I mean, if they're kept clean. Some food was also found to be left to defrost for over 5 days. Yeah, you should really not leave it that long. And yeah, they often found food open with no protection. And yeah, this is the toilet. There you go. So needs a good clean. There you go. So yeah, well, it weren't good for them. It weren't good for them. They also discovered that staff were insufficiently trained to ensure food was safely cooked, and the orders were. I'll get this right. My mind's all over the place. The owners were ordered to deep clean the premises to ensure it was cleaned daily. Other shortfalls saw that fridge temperatures had not been properly recorded and food items left open. Like I said. And a lack of sanitizer meant food equipment and preparation services could not be cleaned, and there was no disinfectants to make food preparation safe from cross contamination. So yeah, you might want to swerve them. So yeah, it's not good. And the inspector also discovered that out-of-date food had been delivered by Just Eat drivers. So yeah, might have the squids. Meanwhile, darts news. Yeah, it's sport. It's not about Luke Littler. No, this is Darren Webster. Remember, never trust anyone called Darren. He's complaining. He's furious. He's absolutely enraged. Why is he enraged? Because he was playing, right? He was playing against Dutch player Ron Meulenkamp on Thursday night, and Meulenkamp is a right down dirty dog. Why is that? Here they are. He's not happy with him. So Webster walked away from Ron Meulenkamp at the end of the match and refused to shake his hand. Why is that? Because he's a dirty dog, right? And Darren Webster revealed. He said what the problem was. Here it is. He says, well, when you play a guy who farts and stinks the stage out and denies it, and then kick you when you're playing the stall every throw because good luck for the future. But I'm not interested. Rant over. Yeah. Apparently his constant farting and stink was putting him off. Yeah. But yeah, Meulenkamp beat him, and Webster wasn't happy and blamed the farting, the constant farting. But yeah, this isn't the first time this has happened. Back in 2018 at the Grand Slam of Darts, Gary Anderson was accused of the same thing and had to defend himself. He was playing Wesley Harms, and Harms claimed there was a fragrant smell during his match, as he suffered a 10-2 defeat. And again, blamed the farting. And he had to say, I wasn't fine. There you go. Who'd have thought it with darts? Mind you, all that beer. Get me up there with a Guinness. I'll clear the stage. And the audience too. Mind you, I think I'm alright now. I had a Guinness recently. I was fine. What have we got? Trying to find if there's any other good ones. Here we go. Art news, or should I say it's world of stupid news. You're all familiar with Michelangelo's masterpiece, The Creation of Man. It's this one. You know, it's on the up in the Sistine Chapel. You know, it took Michelangelo 4 years to paint, and it was finished at 1512. That's about 12 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, I believe. And iconic. It's been parodied and used in film and literature and other art pieces for, well, ever since. I think you can say it's iconic. But then some stupid comes along, right? And according to American author Robin DiAngelo, she says, the single image I use to capture the concept of white supremacy is Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel of God creating man. You know, where God is in the cloud and there's all these angels and he's reaching out and he's touching. I don't know who that is. Who is that? David or something? And God is white and David's white and the angels are white. And that's the perfect convergence of white supremacy, patriarchy, right? And if you want to know what stupid looks like, there it is. There it is. Do you know why? Because Michelangelo wasn't inclusive enough. It wasn't inclusive enough. Well, look, I mean, I don't know about you, but that fella there, he looks a bit tan. And some of those cherubs are not completely white. Look, there's a guy over there, he's a bit pink. You know? Thing is Michelangelo would have been referring to the people around him, wouldn't he? And if he lived in Africa, I imagine it would have turned out a majority black painting. Why are people so dumb? Why are people so dumb? Anyway, just realised I got it on autofocus, and when that happens, it goes out of focus. It's not auto-focused. That's better. Stupid thing. We've got any other ones? Pothole news. This is Matthew Worthington from Paisley up in Scotland. He is a driving instructor, and here he is. And he's got a unique perspective on the state of the roads, because he is the first driving instructor to introduce pothole avoidance lessons, because he's noticed that his students have become, you know, these early drivers are nervous of potholes, and so he's starting to give them hints and tips on how to avoid them and build their confidence. And here he is posing with a pothole. It kind of makes sense if you look at the state of the roads out there. The guy's he's onto something. And look at it, look, here he is, he's even driving through a pothole to make his point. So yeah, I think that's going to catch on. I think a lot more people are going to have a go at that. He said there's a lot more planning going on there would be for a normal drive, because you've got this added assault course of potholes. I go into depth where they chat aside the road before lessons about the dangers. It says this is something I've started implementing from day one. If I teach a brand new driver, the how to avoid potholes conversation comes up in quite quickly. And if you do have to go through a pothole, keep a firm grip of the steering wheel. It's better to hit it square on than trying to avoid it and going at an angle, as you can get your tyre blown out. He said, look out for darker patches on the road or random patches of water, as there could be a pothole lurking under that water. An expert there, and I've just closed the window. Whoops. I wonder if there's any animal stories. I think we've done enough. Let's have a look. See if I can find any. Yay, we've found one. We've found one. We're going to Fort Worth Zoo in Texas. There is some video, but here we go. Let's see if it works. Hopefully it's not an advert. Come on. Come on. And what we're seeing here, as I wait for it to queue up, there's an advert for the Nintendo Switch and all the games you can buy for it. Really? Really? Anyway, we're going to watch some footage that was taken at Fort Worth Zoo on January the 5th. And it's quite unique because I don't do this very often. It's a gorilla who's had a caesarean section and they had to save both the mother and the baby's life. And here's the little monkey, that's been born. Oh, look at a little gorilla, man. So yeah, he was born by caesarean section. Very sleepy. See now, I'm getting paternal. I want another baby now. See that? See a little monkey like that. Oh, oh. So there you go. Yeah. So it's rare for them to have caesarean sections. Pregnant mum Sikani showed signs of preeclampsia identical to human mothers, and she was seen holding her head as if she had an extreme headache. And zookeepers called in a team of gynecologists who usually spend their time looking after pregnant women to assist with the urgent surgery. Yeah, they performed it 5 weeks early, saving both the life of the mum and the gorilla. I think it's a little girl called Jamila. Oh, it's a little girl gorilla. And look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh. And there we go. I think we'll leave it there. Let's see if there's anybody in. 10 people in. That's quite busy today. Andrew's in. He said, good day, and good day to you. And he said, I'd love to see Nigel Farage pimp him. So would I, because everyone would lose their shit. I'm just surprised, you know. John says a Dowie special burger indeed. And Andrew says lemon tea. Yeah, you can do it with lemon, but grapefruit, I don't know. Maybe it works. I don't know. Maybe it'd work. Oz says lemon goes with tea. Yeah, at least some teas. So maybe grapefruit. Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe it might work. Citrus and tea, you can kind of, but grapefruit is so tart, isn't it? It can be. Yeah, can get a sweet grapefruit though. So it might actually work. Oz says, okay, so Blair was right about one thing, he was. Andrew says, I thought Banksy did it. He does everything. Oz says, 4 years, very different to creative photography in our age. And Andrew says, animal stories, dog camera. She's not here today. She's in the other room. She's up and sleeping on the bed in our bedroom, I believe. And Oz says, how can anyone look at apes, monkeys and think we aren't related to them? Well, they're idiots because we're 99% genetically similar. Yeah, that's it, you know. So, it's called science. So there you go. So yeah, that was the news today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. Killing the channel, one video at a time. You know you've got to drink out. Ta-ta.